This time on Woody's Garage, Leaky boat Louie, Fat Cat and the Honda 550 awakens.
Well, yesterday we put on some Flex Seal. We just kind of goober it on. All the bright white spots, all the rivets. Hopefully this will make a difference. Now I'm just going to paint the interior with a Stolian semi-gloss white. With a roller and a brush. First coat, definitely going to need a second. Probably doesn't look like it on the camera, but you get up close. Yeah, second coat covered well. That's what it took. Don't know if I'll do the outside this year, probably not. Also put in the dock today. Kept being molested by swans. But it looks like, yeah, the water's really high. That thing just sits with weights on it. It doesn't float. But in a couple of weeks that water will be down a little bit. It's really high right now. It's usable now, but it's early in the season anyway. Got the extra cinder blocks on it just in case, and it's tied down. Well, we got a little solar light that I put on the boat. It's this old antique job, and I made it solar by taking one of those cheap 99-cent Walmart lights and just sticking it through here, gluing it down, and it works like a charm. But this one's been on it for like 2 or 3 years, and it's dead, so I bought a new one to put in. And this hole's a little bit off center, so I want to give it a little more space here so that I can get a little more centered. Although it fits, you know, pretty well, almost like right perfectly in the center. So we're going to use some hot glue and just hot glue it on and put the new one on after we bore this out a little bit. With a steamy lens. Still kind of raining out, but hey, it floats. We got the gangplank out until the water goes down a little bit, and you can use the ramp. Should be a few more days. Well, today I dragged out my 1986 Honda Fat Cat. I used to ride this thing a lot, just about 3 years ago. It's been sitting for about 2 years. And I'm trying to figure out if I want to sell it. I really don't. The thing's a lot of fun, but my shoulders have been giving me problems lately, and like, you know, every jump it's so painful that I don't know if it's worth it. But it should be good to go, except for the front tire has a bad tire valve on it, so I want to try to fix that. Big ass tires, huh? Yeah, this valve here is, yeah, wicked gone. So, I think I can deflate the rim and break the bead, hopefully, and put in a new stem. Okay, we got these big clamps on it, trying to break the bead. It's up off the ground, so it's not touching the ground. Hoping I can just crack it open enough to put in a new, hoping I can put a new valve in there. Okay, got the Jergensen too. Well, that wasn't gonna work, so we'll pull the wheel off. This is the opposite side. Let's see what the brakes look like. I mean, I rode this thing through rivers. One day I went through a brooklet that I thought looked a little high from the last time I went in, and I went to cross it, and the bike flipped up on its side, and the tires were floating up, and the bike was floating up, was sinking under the water and floating downstream. The stream was so strong, and I had to pull it. I was like, I was about chest high in water, and I had to try to pull it to the other side of the brooklet and got it out of the water. It started right up and everything, but it's pretty funny. Let's see if we can break this bead by standing on it. Yeah, no such luck. stand on it. Having a lot of luck today. Trying to get in my 550. I'll show you out of the basement here. Got it running. I set up a ramp here and kept getting stuck trying to get it through the doorway here. And I was almost out, and it stalled kind of like a little bit, a little chipmunk, and fell back and it snapped the front brake lever, which I definitely need to get out of the basement, because you're like halfway up the ramp and you're like, your feet aren't even touching the ground here. So, and that was a custom set of levers for this bike. I'll never be able to find another one of those, but I think I have the original one, but it is such a bitch to get through here. Okay, back to this one, which was my intention to do today. I just heard all the bikes running and stuff like that, because it's finally like 65 degrees out and slightly humid. But so it's kind of bike day. So I really hate to have to bring this someplace, but I might have to. I got another idea. Maybe. Let's put some soapy water on the outside. I've already hit some on it. Hoping that'll get in there. One of these jumping up and downs will break it loose. Yeah, the clamps wouldn't get it. And I'll probably have to bring it someplace and have the bead broken. I'm wondering if, like, when I bought this tire new, and I brought it to the Honda shop because I couldn't get the other tire off. I said, the hell with it, I'm gonna just have them do it, and I was dying to ride the bike. So I don't know if they put sealer on the bead or something, but it stuck pretty good. Yeah, we got it. Finally up on top of the milk crate here with the two clamps, and I used the tire irons plus this giant crowbar. And little by little it gave way. I tried putting a piece of wood on it and then a long 2x4 and using that like underneath the boat over there as a fulcrum, and nothing. I couldn't find a good place to get it, but enough said, we got it. So let's get that other one out and hope the one that I have is correct for it. Here's the old one. Kind of hard to believe this was new when the tire went in. Tire's probably about 6 years old. This thing feels hard as a rock. See if I can find the other one. Okay, there's the new one. Look about the same. Get some lube on it. When I was in high school, I worked at a Texaco station. I did all the crappy work: gas, exhausts, oil, tires, and we had this tool that would thread right over this. Like, think of it being there like a nut that would go on, and then you put this through the tire, and you just gotta use the leverage of the rim and pop it right through. It was so easy. Such a simple tool. I don't have that, of course. Not quite sure I'm gonna get this through, but let's give it a try. Well, I put some vice grips on the cap here. I was able to yank it through. But the cap looks like shit. The next hardest thing is going to be getting air back in this thing. I'm going to clean the bead and see if we can get some air in it. Hooray! I didn't expect this to be as easy as it was, and I wish I got it on camera because it was so easy. Made me look like a pro. Yeah, we got a little bit of soapy water around it. I don't see any bubbles. So this thing doesn't hold much pressure either. It will hold a lot of pressure, but I think you put it at about, if I remember, yeah, 7 psi. I mean, it hardly has any pressure in it. So probably has more than that in it now, but it's getting seated. And so this bike right now is good until I start it up, but my next project today is to try to get that 550 out of the basement, and maybe I'll get that comedy on camera. I got to pull the door off the basement. Well, it's on. It's not tightened down, but you cannot get the original tires for these anymore. So I went with these they're Devils, and you can see they barely get by the forks there. So there was some, I don't know, some kind of sleeve here that I had to get rid of and just tape them down just so that they'd miss. As you see, they barely miss. But it's a good tire. This bike's a nuts. Yep, back together. In case I didn't mention it, this is a Honda Fat Cat. Made in 1986. They made them for 2 years, 86, 87. It's a 250cc. It has a semi-automatic clutch, meaning there's no clutch lever, but when you shift, it enables the clutch. It fucking hauls ass. It's powerful. It's a lot of fun to ride. Green light. Battery charger says that the battery's all ready to go for the season, all charged up. It's a dry cell battery. I've had this thing for 8 years, maybe 9, 10 years. I don't know, it just keeps on going. I thought it was dead last year, but I think it was my points, which I swapped out. So anyway, I couldn't get this out yesterday. I was really upset about it. Broke off a brake lever because I just pulled the door off here to give me a little more room getting out. Let's see if you can see. I mean, you gotta kind of, meander the handlebars through that opening, which kind of sucks. And yesterday I was kind of thwarted. I can't take the door off because of this rustic trim, which I just kind of chunk out of today. So I'm gonna see if I can get out with this extra room. I think we can. I was thinking of, I think I have, these were some custom levers, and I never thought I'd find another one, but I think I found one last night at 4 to 1. They do, like Honda 750, Honda 550, 4-cylinder Honda stuff. It's a great website, a lot of great parts, cheap. But I think I do have the original, and I'm wondering if I should swap it out or if that's enough. The problem is when you have the ramp here, once you get going, your feet are off the ground. You can't touch the damn ground. So that's why it's kind of precarious. I just measured the doorway. It's 31 inches, and so are the handlebars. This is my 78 Honda 550. I've had this for about, 12, 15 years.